My name is Joseph Kishore, and I'm the National Secretary of the Socialist Equality Party. Millions of people are marching in the No Kings demonstrations across the United States, and indeed internationally. Workers, students, and youth are filling the streets because they're opposed to the Trump administration's escalating conspiracy to establish a fascistic dictatorship. They see a government that is trampling on democratic rights, deploying troops in American cities, preparing to invoke the Insurrection Act, branding all opposition as terrorism, sending ICE Gestapo agents after workers, waging war all over the world, and destroying jobs and social programs. This is a government of the criminal underworld, which is ripping up the entire framework of constitutional government. There is enormous and indeed growing opposition to Trump's fascistic conspiracies. But what is lacking, and indeed what is most critical, is a perspective, a clear understanding of what we are fighting and how this struggle can be won. It is first of all necessary to understand that Trump is not an aberration. He is the instrument of a capitalist oligarchy. Trump, whose corrupt operations were financed by banks during his years as a real estate con man, is their guy. The ruling class has chosen Trump to deal with an escalating series of economic, social, and geopolitical crises, for which it has no conventional, legal, constitutional, and nonviolent solution. The ruling class has decided that its wealth and power can no longer be maintained through democratic means. That is why Trump is building up a dictatorship, and it is also why the Democratic Party does nothing to stop him. While millions are protesting against Trump, what are the Democrats doing? Nothing. They're silent. Their media mouthpieces, like the New York Times, have chosen at this very moment not to demand the removal of an absolutely criminal government, and that is the issue, but to call for a wider war against Russia. The Democrats speak for Wall Street, the Pentagon, and the intelligence agencies. They agree with the need to wage war on social programs, and they fear more than anything else a movement of the working class that will challenge the distribution of wealth and the capitalist system itself. The fight against dictatorship cannot be left to any faction of the political establishment, and workers and young people must oppose all those, like Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who claim that opposition to Trump must be channeled through the Democratic Party. It's a lie. Nor can opposition be left in the hands of the trade union apparatus, which is doing nothing in the face of mass layoffs of its own members, and indeed is collaborating with the Trump administration on its economic nationalism. Rather, opposition must come from below, from the organized power, the immense power of the working class, united across every workplace and neighborhood, and armed with a socialist program. American workers, moreover, must see ourselves as part of the international working class and link our fight against Trump to the growing struggles of workers and youth throughout the world. That is the perspective advanced by the Socialist Equality Party and the International Committee of the Fourth International, the World Trotskyist Movement. We call for the formation of rank-and-file committees to coordinate the struggles of workers in the United States and around the world, and we are spearheading the building of the International Workers' Alliance of Rank-and-File Committees. We are fighting to build a political leadership in the working class, a socialist party that tells the truth, that bases itself on the lessons of history, and that fights for the independent international mobilization of the working class. We fight to expropriate the billionaires, transform the gigantic corporations and banks into publicly owned utilities, end the wars and the genocide, and reorganize society on the basis of human need, not private profit. We live in serious times, and the choice confronting humanity is a stark one: dictatorship and world war, or socialism and equality. If you agree that this fight must be organized consciously and internationally and urgently, I call on you to take the next step. Sign up to join the Socialist Equality Party and become part of the leadership the working class needs to win this fight. Thank you.